The average person spends at least 3 hours a day on their phone, and that's not including all the time spent on your computer doing homework and other stuff like that. So, too much time, and it's actually affecting our brains, too much time spent on your phone or on electronics actually messes up your internal clock and it causes insomnia. It has also been found to cause stress and depression. So, of course, no one wants stress or depression. That's terrible, leads to all sorts of bad things. So, we need to combat that. And there's been research by psychology today who found that getting exercise and sunlight actually helps combat the problem. But let's first start with my first point, that having your phone or computer causes insomnia. So, when you have your phone or computer out at night, it messes with your internal clock. So, there's like the light from your phone mimics sunlight. So, when you're looking at your phone at night, your brain is like, oh, well, it's still daytime, so then you don't go get ready for bed. Your body doesn't get ready for bed. And it like resets your internal clock, so then you can't sleep, and it causes insomnia. And then having also, along with like at night, having your phone out at night actually can cause depression because the light from your phone at night actually elevates the stress hormones in your body, and too much stress can cause you to go into depression. It like alters your mood chemistry. Mostly the part that makes you sad, so like how dopamine makes you happy, all the lights from your phone when it's dark changes the chemicals in your brain and activates them to make you more depressed and sad. So not only does your screen time mess up with your sleep patterns, but secondly, I'd like to talk about how it causes stress and depression. So having your phone out at night, like I said, it causes your brain to change chemically. But when you spend all your time looking at a screen, it actually triggers your fight or flight mode, which puts you into survival mode. And your body isn't used to being in survival mode. It's only for like short periods of time. Survival mode is only for short periods of time. So when you're constantly looking at a screen, though, it keeps your body in a constant fight or flight mode, and that actually can damage your body. Stress is a cause and effect of depression, so it puts you into like a constant cycle. So when you're stressed in fight or flight mode, then that makes you depressed, and then being depressed makes you stressed, and being stressed makes you depressed, and it's just like a vicious cycle that you can't get out of. And plus the added stressors of like school, it just like triples the problem. Lack of sleep, depression, and stress are terrible on the body, so I just like to give a solution to the harmful effects of screen time. Humans are basically plants that just need a little bit of exercise. So to help combat the effects of screen time, you need to go get some sun. Go out in nature. So it's been found that going out into nature actually calms you down. A study by Psychology Today says greenery restores attention by drawing the eye while calming the nervous system. So just going outside and sitting and looking at nature actually calms you down. Humans also need sunlight. So we're basically plants, like I said, and we need the sun to feel good. Sunlight actually boosts our mood, and it puts your body back in the right rhythm. So all the insomnia you get from the screen time is combated by sunlight. So if you just go out and get some sunlight, then those problems will immediately disappear. Also, you need to incorporate physical activity to combat that screen time. So there's been lots of studies done that like if you're working at a computer, you need to get up like every 15 minutes or so to, keep your body active. So when you exercise, it builds connections in your brains and it makes it easier to learn. So while you're studying, this is actually helpful while you're studying. If you take a break like every 15 minutes, go walk around for 5 to 10 minutes, then it gets some blood flowing through your brain, and it'll actually help you learn better. And then it combats all that screen time you're spending looking at a laptop or a phone. So now that I've given you the solution to screen time and I've told you about all the harmful effects, I just want everyone to take into consideration limiting your screen time. As much as we like spending time on our phones, I know I like spending time on my phone. With the research I've done, it messes with our bodies and can make all sorts of things go wrong in your brain and in your body. If you want to feel better, you need to at least get some sun and get some exercise. Otherwise, you're going to be depressed and stressed all the time. So when you're on your phone or computer, set an alarm or remind yourself to go out and take a walk, go see some sun, take yourself away from electronics. And I know I sound like an old person, but it really is true that electronics are affecting our brain. So you need to take yourself away from electronics as much as possible, because no one likes to be stressed, depressed, or not get enough sleep. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to spend some time on my conclusion because that was kind of rough. So, in closing, now that I've given you the solution to screen time, I just want to encourage everyone to set goals to not spend as much time on your phones. I know everybody, you love to be on your phone. It's so entertaining, and you have to be on your laptop to do homework or whatever, or watch YouTube videos, but it's actually seriously affecting our brain and our bodies. So you need to, when you're sitting there, you need to set an alarm for yourself, make goals for yourself to go out every 15 minutes or so and just go out in nature and get some sunlight, take a 5 to 10 minute walk just so you can get some blood flow back into your brain. Otherwise, you're going to be stressed, depressed, and not get any sleep. And of course, that's like 3 of the worst things that happens in college, especially. Okay. Let me work on my introduction. The average person spends at least 3 hours a day on their phone, and that's not including the time spent on your computer doing homework, or if you just are on your computer instead of your phone. But it's been found that too much screen time can actually mess with your brain. So, like, first off, it can mess with your internal clock and cause insomnia. It's also been found that too much screen time can it's also been shown to cause depression and stress. And of course, those are no bueno. So I did some more research, and there are actually some fairly simple solutions to combat the effects of screen time. Just like going out and getting some exercise and getting some sunlight will help you combat the screen time. Having your phone out at night messes with your brain. So having your phone out at night, the screen light mimics sunlight, and it messes with your internal clock. So like your body has a clock that says, oh, now it's time to go to bed. We're going to shut down the body and prepare it to go to bed. But when you have your phone out at night, then your body doesn't do that, and it just keeps running. And so then when you finally do want to go to bed, you can't, because your body is still high-wired to stay awake. And so that causes insomnia. And a lot of people who stay up late on their phone actually cannot sleep afterwards because they've spent so much time on their phone that their internal clock isn't set right. I think that's it.